Hello there. Fancy meeting you here. It's almost as though we're destined to be right. No, probably not. You probably stumbled on this video whilst browsing the internet or on the recommendation of a friend. Maybe you're planning to see the play Arcadia, of which I'm a part, at the Southside Plays, this February. You are? That's wonderful! Almost like it's meant to be. Oh, there I go again. It sounds strange nowadays to think of fate and destiny, as our lives are on some predetermined path that we have no choice but to follow. That kind of thinking is viewed as kooky or new age, not rational. But in the era of my ancestor Thomasina Coverley, science thought that way too. Newton's laws of motion and the physics that surrounded it allowed people to understand how the universe worked. The first law is the most important to our conversation, such as that of inertia. An object at rest or in motion will remain that way unless acted on by an external force. The result of these simple laws means that for the first time, many of the mysteries of the universe could be explained. The way an apple falls from a tree, the motion of the moon around the earth, and how a horse pulls a cart. But it also led to a moral view of the world that acted in a simple, determined manner. Humans also were viewed as an object in motion down a predetermined path that could only be altered by an external force, like God or fate.
You're not talking about Newton again, are you? He died a virgin, you know.
Well, you're not in any danger of that. Here, sis, come be a prop for a while. See, in Newton's day, the understanding of behaviour was simple. An object, like my sister here.
Hey, I'm not an object.
Well, not like that. Anyway, if an object is set in motion, it will naturally continue at the same speed without changing course, unless acted on by another force. If you wind back in time, then you end up right back where you started. Every time, it's predictable, determined.
So?
Nowadays, science understands that the nature of things is much more complicated than Newton's view of the world. There are many more factors that can influence an object, and many of them can't be reversed like this, like entropy. Once the energy that it took to travel that far has been used, you can never get it back. Say, for instance, that our travelling object passes a man she finds attractive. Let's call him
Watch it, you'll spoil the play.
Fine. Now, as our Chloe is set in motion, there are a whole host of complicated factors in play. She might be attracted to the man and decide to go to him. Or maybe he's done something to offend her. Or she's hungry, or sick, or the doorbell rings. In actual fact, there are a huge number of variables that can affect the object's future path that can't be summarised by one simple deterministic equation. Every little influence can combine to change the future.
Perhaps that's why life feels so much more complicated these days. I just have too many influences.
You see, I don't think she could be controlled by any force that I know of.